The My Ford University podcast, episode 24. We're going to talk about turning your dreams into reality today. Welcome to another episode of the My Ford University podcast, where we don't wait for permission, we don't do fluff, and we don't chase credentials for their own sake. We chase results. I'm your host, George Sloan, founder and dean of myforduniversity.com, and today we're talking about something we all have, but none of us use well: dreams. In fact, turning those dreams into reality. More specifically, we want to turn those dreams into something better. We want something improved, something practical, something real. But here's the truth: dreams are wonderful, but improved realities, those are priceless. Think about that. So, we all dream, right? Sometimes at night, sometimes in the car, sometimes when we're stuck in a job we hate, or after scrolling past someone else's perfect life online. Let me tell you something. You're usually seeing the highlight reels. The really successful people are a lot more quiet and low key. Maybe you've dreamed about having more money or more time. Time's more valuable than money, by the way. A business that you control, or a life that feels like yours. And that's great. But here's the thing that most people won't admit: dreams by themselves mean nothing. They're just flickers, just visions. Fun to think about, but powerless on their own. Let me tell you a quick story. When I was a kid, I had this recurring dream: flying above my neighborhood, about 30 to 50 feet off the ground. Quiet, peaceful, an amazing view. I could see the world from a whole new perspective. It felt real, it felt powerful. But I'd wake up and guess what? Nothing had really changed. It was an interesting adventure, but in reality, it would take something really special to be able to do that. And that's exactly what happens for most people in life. They dream, but nothing changes. Why? Because the dream stays in their head. Now, my dream wasn't necessarily a practical dream, but if you have a dream of being a success in business or building a successful business, launching a product, writing a book, whatever it might be, those are practical dreams, and putting together a plan to get there can make them into a reality. So when you dream, nothing changes unless unless you have a plan, you take action, and it then can become reality. If you don't do those three things, forget it. It's just going to stay a dream. Now, let me be clear. Some dreams really are impossible. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. You're probably not going to be a Jedi Knight or hitting a $1 billion IPO next month. Well, maybe in 10 years, I don't know. But as far as the Jedi Knight goes, that is more in the realm of fantasy at this point, unless you can time travel, because at some point in the future, maybe you could be. Who knows? Anything is possible, just some things aren't going to be possible in a particular lifetime. But let's talk about practical things. Maybe a better job, starting the real business, becoming debt-free, getting in shape, learning new skills, building real wealth. That's all doable. But here's what it requires. You have to get better first. Let me say that again. Here's what it requires. You have to get better first. Not just wishing harder, not just visualizing more. You have to change. You have to move. You have to act. Again, I said you need a plan, you need to take action, and you can then turn it into a reality. And that's what today's episode is really all about. So if you're tired of feeling stuck, and if you want to finally make some progress, not just set goals or resolutions, I've got 10 steps for you. This is the same framework I've used, taught, refined, and lived. Let's break it down. Okay. Step 1, think about your dreams. Get specific. What do you actually want? Not vague junk like success or happiness. Get clear. Get specific, really. What would your life look like if everything you wanted came to be? What would you have? Where would you live? What would you become? Who would you become? You need to write it down, say it out loud, and make the dream tangible. And be specific. Step 2, you want to assess your current situation. I always like to think in terms of current state versus desired state, which is effectively what we're talking about here. So you have to say, where am I right now? It could be financially, mentally, emotionally, physically, whatever it is. Be honest. Again, intellectual honesty. No self-deception here. Don't inflate. Don't downplay. You can't navigate to a better place if you don't know where you're starting from. So your current state. Step 3, identify the gaps. These are the things you're going to have to overcome. You have to build bridges from where you are to where you want to be. So now that you know your dream and your reality, what's missing? For example, what skills, what knowledge, what tools, what experiences? Big part of what we do here at MyFord University is help you get knowledge and skills and then push you to apply those skills, because that's when you get results. And effectively, taking your dreams from dreams to reality is doing just that, getting results. So is it time management? Is it communications? Is it certifications? Confidence? What do you need in terms of dealing with the gaps? Own it. Don't make it emotional. Make it real. Again, be honest. Step 4, build an improvement plan. Now listen, this doesn't need to be a 40-page thesis. You don't need an MBA. You just need a simple plan. In fact, the more simple you can make it, but don't forget to be specific, the better. Okay? So here's what you might want to have in your plan. What are you going to do? When are you going to do it? And who or what will help you? Sometimes you do need some assistance. You need some guidance, some advice. Find a mentor. We'll be talking about mentoring here at myforduniversity.com. I mean, here's some ideas. Think about books. Think about online courses, mentors, apprenticeships, or just good old-fashioned trial and error. I always believe in trial and error, because then you really get an assessment of where you are, and you can improve it. Listen, if you want to be a better golfer, you're not going to be Tiger Woods. Some people just have natural talent, but you could be better than you are today with a little bit of work and practice. That can be done. Will you reach Tiger Woods level when he was at his peak? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. He's sort of a 1 in a million type person. There's a few golfers like that. Same thing with tennis players. All right. Step 5, you need to take massive action. We can sit here and plan and dream and dwell and, I got to wait till everything's perfect. Nope. Take massive action. That's step 5. This is where most people fall apart. They plan, they research, they overthink, but they don't move. Remember, analysis paralysis. Don't get caught up in it. Don't be that person. Take action, even if it's messy. Success doesn't come from being perfect. It comes from being in motion. Look, you're not going to be, think about how you learned how to walk. You didn't just get up and start walking. You had to learn how to roll over. You had to learn how to get up on your hands and knees. I've used this analogy before. You then had to learn how to crawl. Then you had to learn how to stand. Then you took your awkward steps. Then you were surfing the couch or the coffee table. Then you started running like a maniac and drove your parents crazy, right? So get moving. Take action. All right, step 6, reassess and pivot if necessary. Listen, things aren't going to go exactly as planned. That's life. Check in every couple weeks. Personally, I think you should check in every day while you're pushing. Ask yourself what's working, what's not. Adjust, but do not quit. This is called iteration. You hear me say this all the time, and it's how real progress is made. Trial and error. Okay, I tried this, didn't quite work. Can I do something to make it work, or should I try something totally different? Test, iterate, pivot, change, adjust, but keep trying. All right, step 7, rack up small wins. Wins build confidence. Confidence builds momentum, and momentum creates results. Once you start getting, a few wins, even if it's the low-hanging fruit, you're like, oh, okay, I did this. Well, what else can I do? And it pushes you. Start stacking your victories. Big or small, they count. They build belief. And the more you start to believe, that's when some of the magic's going to happen. When you believe it's possible for you to do it, suddenly you'll find ways to make it happen. All right, step 8, hit the goal. When you get there, own it. Don't downplay it. Don't say, oh, I got lucky. You earned it. Recognize it. That's your proof of concept. Listen, there's no such thing as an overnight success. Most people that look like they did an overnight success put in the hours. You just didn't see it happen. And they tested and they improved and kept trying and kept trying. And they never quit. And they finally got to it. And then suddenly it looks like they just, all of a sudden they got lucky overnight. Nope. All right. Step 9. Enjoy the win, but don't get comfortable. Success can make you soft. Listen, it's okay to take a brief break, but the sooner you get back on and start riding again, suddenly you're going to be able to do new things and go new places. The worst thing you can do after reaching a goal is to settle. Comfort is the enemy of growth. So yes, celebrate, but then keep pushing. Step 10, rinse and repeat. You hear me say that all the time. Start the process over again. When you move from a basic player in tennis, for example, then you want to become an intermediate player. Then you want to go for advanced. Maybe you could become professional. Who knows? So now you have the playbook. Use it again and again. This process is not one and done. It's a lifelong strategy for better living. Now, look, I can't take the steps for you. I mean, I can be your guide. That's usually what I think of myself here, as a guide. I can show you the way. I can give you some hints. But ultimately, you are the one that's got to do this. You're the hero. You want to go and make the result happen. You need mentors and guides. We're here to do some of that. You can actually get it elsewhere as well. But you're the one that has to do it. I can give you the map. I can give you the playbook, but you have to execute. And that's why I built My Ford University, to help people like you who are ready to stop dreaming and start doing. And the other thing is, we don't believe in taking forever to do it. We don't believe in years of going to school and hundreds of thousands of dollars. No, I like to get results, go into Friday in one way and come out Monday in a totally different way. And a lot of what we do can be done in hours or days at most, okay? Because while dreams are free, improved realities are earned, but they're worth every drop of effort. And you become a different person, and it prepares you for bigger and better. Again, constant improvement. All right. If today's episode hit home, please send it to someone who needs it. Better yet, take one step from today's episode and act on it right now. I always want you to apply this stuff. Try it. Try it. Try it on something small. Say you want to learn how to cook a dish and make it your signature dish. Maybe that could be your little test. Set a goal to do that. We always talk about, my wife and I, we want to try to create restaurant quality meals. And we've got a few in our repertoire, and we're still working and improving others. So pick something and try it out. All right. If you want help, and not, nonsense help, you want real help, not theoretical fluff, check out myforduniversity.com. We've got tools, we've got articles, and we'll have courses in the coming weeks that get straight to the point. So again, please don't keep us a secret. Until next time, stop chasing perfect, start building better, turn your dreams into a reality. Go from your current state to your desired state, and we've given you the playbook. I'm George Sloan. This is My Ford University, where you can learn it fast and apply it faster. We will see you the next time. Thank you.